now streaming live on YouTube. All right. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and get it started. We'll just keep our eyes out for Ms. Chandler. But welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us for the Jefferson Park Forward April 2021 general meeting. We have hopefully 2 guest speakers tonight who I will introduce shortly, and then a few updates about JPF activities and a couple upcoming events following that. I'll start with a couple thank yous. And those, I don't believe she's here yet, but I wanted to thank Patty Vasquez for connecting me with Jacqueline from the Portage Park Treasure Box. And then Gina Munoz connected us with the assessor's office so we could have them join us tonight. Just wanted to give a couple asks for the crew. Those who joined us last month heard from Lionel Robb about the North Side Cultural District. They have launched a website and they're started an email update list. So anyone who wants to stay updated on the North Side Cultural District, I have to keep saying it because I feel like I want to say Northwest Side Cultural District, but I know it's North Side Cultural District. You can sign up with that email, and we'll post all these links and a direct link to sign up for the email list in the chat in a second. One more ask we have for everyone is we're starting to plan for the rest of the year's meetings, and we really would like to hear from people about what topics, about who you want to hear from, stuff like that. So as we're scheduling stuff, we can keep that top of mind so these meetings are a little more meaningful for everybody. We think that we've been doing a good job so far this year, but we've got 8 months to go and hopefully some in-person meetings. So get those ideas in. You can email me at mskogsbakken@jeffersonparkforward.org. Again, we'll throw that all in the chat. Or you can throw it in the chat or PM us or something like that. I also wanted to share some good news. Many of you have already heard the firehouse closed and Lake Effect is in there and work has started. Sid Smiley did some awesome paintings on the big doors, kind of to, break the champagne bottle on the building. So, keep supporting Clint at the current space, go buy some beer, get him through. But, hopefully before the end of the year, we'll all be enjoying some beers in the firehouse. So that
maybe have a meeting there.
I have a feeling we might. So I'm just looking real quick. Do I have anybody from the assessor's office on yet? Okay, no. So you know what, we're going to, I'll show you the agenda. We're going to skip right to Jacqueline Crawford, and I'll stop sharing right after this. Portage Park Treasure Box is been getting a ton of good coverage and has been helping a lot of people. So I'm super pleased to have Jacqueline with us tonight. I'm a firm believer that positive change begins at home, on your block, in your community, and Jacqueline has really embodied that spirit. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and kick it to her to tell us a little bit about how this neighborhood treasure came to be. What might be helpful, if you'd like, is to change your view to speaker view, and then Jacqueline will be front and center for you.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm glad to have the opportunity to talk about the treasure box. I'll just jump in and start at the beginning. The beginning of the pandemic, everyone kind of felt the need to do something, right? Like we were stuck at home. Some of us, me, were going stir crazy, didn't know what to do, didn't know how to help people. It was just a weird time. And I noticed, it was a weird situation for me because my husband and I were out of town and we were flying back actually the day that everything shut down. So I got to the store on maybe it was like the 15th of March, and I already saw like all the toilet paper was out, all the paper towel, like everything you would imagine. I mean, everyone here experienced it, right? I was just got home and I was wondering, like, man, like, what can we do? Well, we had gone to Costco the last month and I had some extras. So it took me about 10 minutes the next day. I put a bin out on my lawn with some extra toilet paper, paper towels, Kleenex, household goods. Just put aside, like, take what you need. It was nothing fancy. But the next day I noticed it was all empty. So I kept on restocking it just to see what would happen. And it just continuously became empty, even as the shortage ended. Thankfully now we can all go to the store and get toilet paper and paper towels as we need them. But even throughout the summer, it showed me that this is a need that's in our area that's not being met. Portage Park, Jefferson Park, and beyond. So there was an incident with a squirrel and some food in the Rubbermaid container that was very unfortunate. I have 2 dogs, and if you caught me at the beginning, you probably heard them loudly. The squirrel had chewed a hole through the top of my Rubbermaid container because I think someone had left food in there. And go out in the back and I'm like, all right, guys, I take my dogs with me. I'm like, I don't know what's in here. Thankfully, there were no squirrels in the bin, but that did put a little bit of a dent in what I was doing. I'm like, all right, well, I don't want to risk this again. You know, it seemed to be like it needed to be something more permanent, something that was more of a fixture versus just a Rubbermaid container out on the lawn. Like, I wanted to be inviting. So a couple months pass, I get really busy. I'm also a graduate student and I work full time. So it's kind of back of my mind, like, all right, well, how do I do this? And my block, my hood, my city was awarding grants for just kind of small things you can do on my block or your block. I really align with that kind of motto. I'm always looking for more ways to, like, the littlest thing counts, right? And feeling empowered is what matters. So I just pitched it, not thinking anything would come of it. And in February, I found out I won a grant that was enough to kind of establish a little nest egg and also help me figure out how to squirrel proof my container. That was done from, I found a metal container on Facebook Marketplace that turns out was from IKEA. I got some signage, was able to stock it. And then I went a step further. I was really thinking about the stories I had heard from people who were homebound during this time, or for whatever reason, couldn't make it out of their house to get to those locations. So I wanted to open up a way to reach people that needed supplies but maybe couldn't get to this physical location. So this all started on March 8th. I had put the box out, the newer metal box that you saw in the photos earlier, out on my front lawn. And I put it on Facebook. I put it in all the groups. And I did put it on Facebook prior in the beginning of the pandemic, like, look, I have stuff on my lawn. But this time, I probably wrote more and was a little bit more formal about it. And I included the form. And to my surprise, within 48 hours, less than 48 hours, sorry, we had about 50 requests for care packages. We had people stopping by the box. I was getting calls. I was absolutely floored at, 1, the need that was there, but 2, the way the community came together. It wasn't just, hey, I need stuff. It was, hey, how can I help? This is really cool. How can I help? So in the last month, my brain has just gone crazy with thinking about a bunch of cool ideas that I can do, but also really thinking about kind of the core values of what I want this to be. So the first is that I want to provide supplies to people who need it. No questions asked. It has to be anonymous, right? I think about it, the analogy is a little bit like, you know, you're in the bathroom and you run out of toilet paper. What do? You kind of go, hey, can I have some toilet paper? You don't know who the person is, but you're like, yeah, you can have some toilet paper. So I really, you know, I want to keep the anonymity and I want to keep the dignity. The second is that I want to empower people. I do believe that there are some really great organizations out there, but I don't think you need an organization to back you to make a difference in your community. So I really want to empower people that, like, look, this is what I did and you can do it too. I want to encourage people to do what I did, whether it's a Rubbermaid container and they try it out, or they get a more permanent container. Like, the first time it took me 10 minutes and it was already making a difference in my community. And then the third thing is just more community involvement and empowering people to volunteer in their neighborhood and take care of their neighbors. So whether that's sending a donation on the wish list I have, helping me drive boxes, that's been a huge help. Patty is one of my drivers, and I'm so grateful because I got a number of requests. I mean, I think we just hit 175 requests today total. So yeah, there's a lot of people that need stuff. A lot of them are in the Northwest side. Some of them are a little bit further out, but I quickly learned that I can't do this alone, nor do I want to do it alone. So really empowering people to, hey, come join me in this. If you have time, great. If you want to help by donating, awesome. I tell people that I don't really want their money. I want their toilet paper rolls. I want their Kleenex. And that's been really good, just to see people getting involved, picking out what they want to purchase, picking out what they think their neighbors need, and then sending it my way, whether it's through Amazon or dropping it off. But the community response has been awesome. And we want your tampons. We sure do. Yeah, I definitely, feminine hygiene was a big one for me, because you need that all the time. So what I don't want to do is compete with other organizations that are doing great things. So like, I specifically don't offer diapers or baby care. There's some great organizations doing that. Food, I leave that to the food pantries. Support your local food pantry. They're doing a great job. But I'm trying to meet a need that I see isn't met. And that's kind of where my niche is. So right now I have a couple things in the works. The first thing, outside of the actual treasure box itself and the upkeep and the driving, I have an event this Saturday for a neighborhood cleanup, because I believe that where we live is also a treasure. And I think we need to keep it clean. And it kind of came to my attention. I was walking around the treasure box being like, oh, yikes, all the snow melted and there's so much garbage everywhere. So this Saturday I'll be holding just a neighborhood cleanup. You can come, pick up a bag and some gloves, and either take it back to your block or stick around, and I'm just gonna pick up trash kind of around my area. I'm at like Montrose and Major, so very close to Jefferson Park. But I'll be sticking around my area, and then you can either hang out or take it back with you. The second event, and this event is in the works, and I'm super excited to talk about it now that I've nailed down a date, but I'll be working with Percolator and a local artist, Brandon Good, to put on a benefit show. The working name is Rock and Rolls, and I'm not sure everyone loves that yet, but I love it. So I'm gonna go with it. And what it's gonna be is local artist Brandon Good's gonna be playing music for a while, right outside of Percolator. And we're gonna be asking that all you have to do is bring a donation and hear him play. So, and it's gonna be virtual as well. So if you're not comfortable coming out, please donate online and enjoy his music. He does kind of folky guitar music. So he's a great friend of mine. I love working with Percolator, and that will be June 11th as of today. So I'm very excited. There's a lot of cool things coming up, and just continuing to spread awareness of both, hey, we're doing this cool thing, please help out, or hey, we're doing this cool thing, do you need something? How can we help? So yeah, that was a lot. I'm happy to take any questions you have. Thank you for listening to my, I don't know, whatever that was.
That was awesome, your story.
Thank you.
And I really like the acknowledgement of other people are doing certain things. We don't need to, be all things to all people, but what can we be to people? I really appreciate your approach on that.
Yeah, thanks. I think it's really important because there are a lot of great organizations that do things. And I think this is definitely a niche that maybe hasn't been filled in our area based on what I've seen so far.
For sure. Well, we posted about we got your Facebook link in the chat. We have your cleanup info event in the chat. And then just because I know that when people join later, these chats don't appear for them. So at the end, we'll post everything again.
Sure.
So if anyone has any, wants to contact, wants to help, please check that out. And I'm not seeing any questions, but if anyone has any questions, go ahead and let us know. Oh, I got a hand raised. Do I? Oh, Kim, hi.
Hi. Hello, Jacqueline.
Hi.
Thanks. This is awesome. This is a very small curiosity, but I think you said 175 requests to date. Is that correct?
Yes.
And I know it's meant to be anonymous, but I'm curious, are you at all tracking as anonymously as you can whether these are like repeat requests, the frequency of them, understanding it's just beginning, but wondering, like the future of this? Do you see like regular routes and people that have this recurring need kind of thing, or anything like that?
That's a great question. I think I definitely see a few repeat requests. I haven't officially stated like, yes, you can ask again, but there's been people who have either A, reached out to me and be like, hey, can I do this again? Or B, just submit it. And if they need it, I have no problem. I'd love to think into the future and being like, okay, you're going to be on a regular route, or like, how can we support that? So that would definitely be something I'd be looking at doing in the future, especially to people that like want to take that specific route, if there is a need like that. But there's been, I would say there's a handful. There's probably not enough yet to make it a regular occurrence.
Yeah, that's cool. I placed it in the chat. And is it just you and Patty driving right now, or how many people do you have? And like, what's your need for drivers? Because I'm a work from home person, so like,
Nice.
easy, right?
Same. Yeah, awesome. So Patty and myself and another volunteer, three of us are pretty regular. There's a couple of volunteers that are less regular, but they try to help out when they can. I would say we have a total of 8, but the 3 of us are the most regular. So I send out, what I do is I will pack boxes every Wednesday, and then Thursday through Sunday, you can come and pick up from my house. And then at your leisure, you can take it to where you need to go. What I try to do is group them all in the same area.
General JPF meeting going on right now.
So I'm not taking you from like, I don't know, Belmont, Cragen, all the way to Edgebrook. Like I try to keep it within the same radius, so you're not driving everywhere. I told you about this great app called Circuit. I've been able to do 10 boxes in an hour. It's pretty amazing. So yeah, I try to keep it as organized as possible for drivers.
Very cool. Awesome.
Yeah, I love you. If you're interested in driving, please email me. I would love to talk more.
Will do. Thanks.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, let's check. Do we have any questions in the chat?
And we have one about where to drop off donations.
Yeah, so if you have donations, you can drop it off at my address, and I can maybe give that out if you want to email me. I know this is going on YouTube Live, so I'd rather not say my specific address on YouTube. But please feel free to email me. I will let you know the drop-off address, and we can go from there. And then there's also an Amazon wish list that'll send things directly to my house. So if you are like me and you prefer not to leave your house for literally anything, it's the easiest way you can go.
Awesome. Let's see. Nice. All right. I think we've got all the questions, and we appreciate what you're doing. And I'm hoping, you know, we can encourage someone to franchise, like do some more of these,
Yeah,
right? Like get a Jefferson Park treasure box going, and
yes, get one going.
And have this going. We've got a couple, you know, a JPF member, Andrew Mitchell, just I think took the reins of Jeff Park Gladstone Park Mutual Aid.
Okay.
A bunch of us are working with the working group on homelessness. So this makes sense to like the people that we're all working with. This is right up everyone's alley. So let's talk more about that. And then maybe I can get you in the next JPF newsletter too, where we can maybe solicit like, hey, does anyone want to do this? And
yeah, that would be fantastic. My dream definitely is to like see a box on every street. You know, like, that would be
a cool idea.
It's really easy, and I think anyone can do it. So there is another one in Portage Park, and I'm gonna get I think it's Eddie and Marmora is the other location, and there's one that's starting in Harwood Heights, hopefully soon. So like yeah, I want everyone to steal this idea and do it on their lawn.
Yeah, this is great. This plus the little free libraries, like if I could just walk around my neighborhood, grab a book and you know, drop off some donations.
Grab a book, grab some toilet paper, you're set.
Yeah, you never know nowadays.
You never know.
All right, so I'm assuming that our guests from the county are on call and sidetracked. I'm actually on call right now too, so I get it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start sharing screen again, just so I can keep track of what we're supposed to be covering. And I'm going to move on to the financial report with Katie. I'll kick it down to you. We have our membership map there that Ryan was able to create, giving a overview of our where everyone's at. And we've got some, you know, associate members. We've got a few new ones that we got picked up a few members this month. So with that, I'll hand it over to Katie.
All right, well, you guys can all see the numbers on the screen there. We have $9,313.54. A total of 129 members currently, and that breaks down into 99 regular, 4 associate, 25 business, and 1 nonprofit.
Right on. So now it's going to be Don's turn to chat with us about the business partner raffle and the upcoming JPF walk.
Sure. Business partner raffle. Obviously, last month we had kind of a unit. One person or one couple, I should say, won all three. Won all three prizes. We kind of wait we wait the entries. True members get 2-for-1s. We give an extra for if it's a receipt from a true business partner. Some people just send in receipts but don't want to be included in the drawing. In case you're wondering, they had 17 entries out of a total 53, and the odds of them winning all three were about 2.9%. But we're still going to be going again this month and next month. Just kind of ideally, we won't have to do this. The thought is once things open up, we might not be, we will be probably tweaking the business partner drawing a little bit. The reason we brought it up to, we started it was to, give the local businesses a little extra push when things were shut down with COVID. So the thought is, as things open up, there's less of a need. So there might be some tweaks to it going forward in a couple months, but at least for April and May, it'll remain in its current form. And for this coming month, we got Legno and North Branch, I believe, are the two prizes for $25. So please go ahead and get those receipts in, get a nice little $25 spiff out of it. And last month, the receipts totaled about $2,600. So again, the local business community really appreciates that. JPF walk. Yes, we have our JPF walk this coming Saturday. Weather is looking good. Obviously, a little bit cognizant of current events, and if in the unlikely event that things take a downturn, maybe we might need to reschedule it. But hopefully that will not be the case. It should be a great time. We're going to walk straight down Long Avenue, and we'll basically then long all the way past to Grand, which is right where Prosser is, and we're going to just walk Prosser all the way down through Whiskey Town, Hermosa. We kind of border Humboldt Park and kind of border Garfield Park a little bit and end up in the River West. And once we get to River West, we'll find a place to maybe sit down and socialize and have a little bit of refreshment. And I'm guessing taking the Milwaukee bus or the Blue Line home. If people really want to do the full walk, I've actually done it. It's about 17 miles. If we do the full Milwaukee Grand long circle, but my feeling is we'll just walk Grand down to Milwaukee and take public transportation home, which result in about a total walk of 10 miles. But these last couple of months, we've really lucked out with some great weather, and we've really had a good time. So hopefully that will keep up. So come on out. And again, it's a little bit earlier. We're doing 9:30 start time at Weston's. Yes, you can get a beer at Weston's at 9:30. So come on out. It should be a good time.
Nice.
All right, Earth Day.
Yes, ma'am.
So we're having our annual Earth Day cleanup. We've been doing this for a few years. It's going to be a 2-day event. So it's going to be the 24th, which is a Saturday. We're going to start at the park. The park has mulch and flowers and all kinds of things that they need a bunch of help with. And we're going to clean and plant, put down mulch. We ask that people meet in front of the field house. And we have gloves, unless you want to bring your own, and other supplies. So please be there, give them lots of help, lots of love. They could always use it and beautify that area. And then on Sunday, we'll do it again with different areas. So most of these areas were things that we put out an all call saying who would like to clean up different areas. We got a few suggestions, so we put those in here. So there's 3 different areas: the I-90 by the Avondale Bridge near Austin, the Ainsley and Lips where the brewery's gonna go, and then Milwaukee Avenue and Higgins near the post office. There we ask that you bring your own gloves. We will have supplies for you. And please, 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 CDC recommendations, wear a mask practice social distancing, or feel free to clean with your pod. Hopefully we will see lots of people there. Any questions?
None from me. But I did get an email from Nick over at Weston's a little bit ago. He's going to offer anyone who participates and then goes over to Weston's and says, hey, I cleaned up 20% off their entire bill. And he's going to have happy hour pricing all day for those days. So that brings beer down like $1 or $2 as well. So everyone should hit up Weston's after, and Marie, I'll get you some content about that from that email exchange.
Right.
We can
And
start
anybody that
promoting
doesn't like beer, they have good coffee and donuts.
They have good
Sammy's are pretty solid too. All right, thanks, Marie. So next up, I'm gonna hand it over to, sorry, I'm scanning all over the place, to Mark to talk about the spring salon and then the street cleaning map and some of the mapping work that our community development group has been working on.
Thanks, Maggie. Next Community Development Committee meeting or event is a spring salon discussion on Wednesday, May 12th. Topic: people spaces, particularly alleys, and looking ahead and dreaming about what we could do in the planned people space alley next to Weston's. We've done some research and had some discussions about different things we might read or watch and then talk about in the salon. And I'll post that syllabus in the event soon on that front. And then with the street cleaning map, Ryan has been working on a number of map projects with some software that we got to use at our nonprofit rate for projects. And Ryan, you want to go ahead and talk about the cartography?
Yeah, sure. So this map kind of came out of a thread from Alderman Garner's Facebook page where he was announcing the street sweeping schedule for the 45th Ward in 2021. And it occurred to me that there's kind of two links on the Department of Streets and Sanitation's webpage. And one is like a link to this map, which is just this generic map of every ward. And then another is a link to the schedule and how Streets and San is going to serve each part of the ward. And I thought it wasn't really very intuitive. So I combined those two ingredients into an interactive map that's on our website. I'm sure we'll post the link in the thread there. And so you can go on there and you can zoom in on where your home is, and then you can click. And this photo that we have up here is showing what happens if you click on your zone, and it'll tell you the dates that Streets and San is going to be out there doing your street. So it's just it's a much easier, I think it's a much easier, more interactive map. Kind of combines two different disparate data sources into one. And this is kind of the first of a number of mapping projects that we're doing. And we're just trying to find a way to add some value and provide some further or more helpful information to our community.
Awesome, thank you. Those are cool, and I will be using that. Hopefully not get another ticket. All right. So with that, I'm going to stop sharing screen now. And see, does anyone else have any other business or anything for the good of the club? I'm going to go ahead and post. I'm just going to do a quick grab of every single link that we wanted to share, did share throughout this meeting, so you guys have access to everything. And for those who joined a little later, let's see how this works. All right, there we go. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and close it out unless I hear anything else. You're invited to grab a drink, stick around for a little social hour after this. And she has a thing. Oh, bye. We love you. Oh, you have a thing to talk about. I thought you were like, I have a thing. I got to go. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm very participatory tonight. This is kind of a general call and question for the good of the club or anybody. If anybody follows me on social, I mentioned this last week, but perhaps you heard my post was independent of the NPR story that apparently ran on bystander intervention training. And just wanted to put it out there in the world that you should do it. The Holla Back organization has free trainings that are filling up super fast because of the coverage that this has been getting lately. But I think it would be interesting for JPF to see if there is a space for us to maybe host something like that. It's tools that will help you in any scenario where someone is being bothered, honestly, and what you can do. And it gives you a lot of tools from a lot of different levels of, shall we say, participation and intervening. So just wanted to plug that as a thing, which I said was a thing. So we can chat that out more later, putting the bug in
Yeah.
here.
I really like that idea
Cool.
because I would like to know how to not make it worse, but be helpful.
Yeah, it's a huge concern, right? So yeah, got a lot of tools, but it's all free. So
Awesome. Yeah. And if you could share them with me, we can probably push those out in the next newsletter or blast email or something to the entire group.
you got it.
Oh, Kate, can you go ahead and talk to us about Olive Garden's fundraiser?
I would love to. Thank you for asking. Hi, everyone. Sorry, I don't have my camera on because I'm kind of scary looking. I had to just run over to my nieces and help out. So whew, we were playing with the glow in the dark stuff. Anyway, I'm kind of helping organize and drive the annual fundraiser that we have for Olive's Community Garden. And for Olive's Garden, it's on the corner of Ainsley and Laramie. For those who don't know, it was started many years ago as an Eagle Scout project, and they do a wonderful job. It's all run by volunteers who do all the planning, the harvesting, the weeding, the watering, and then all the food goes to a Northwest Side food bank when it's harvested. So it's been going on for years, and every year we do a fundraiser at Rabbit's Bar, and this year it's May 15th, which is a Saturday. It'll be from 3 to 6. So there's two things. We have raffle tickets for sale at $10 a piece that have cash prizes, $500, $300, and $100. And then if you come to Rabbit's that day, you can buy the raffle tickets, and we'll have a event, bunch of prizes that are donated. Sorry, my doorbell's ringing. And a bunch of prizes that we get donated, and you buy the raffle tickets and you put them in the bin of the thing you'd like to win. So it's always a nice event there at the bar. It's been going on a while. Of course, we didn't do it last year because nothing happened last year. So, we're doing it this year. So 2 things. Love you to buy some raffle tickets. You can contact me to buy them, or you can go into Rabbit's to buy them, or go on Olive's Garden. I'll put my email in the chat box. And if you know of anything to donate, or you have a toaster oven someone gave you as a gift that you've never opened or something that you'd like to donate to be part of our raffle prizes, you can contact me with that too.
Awesome. Thank you for reminding us of that. Just another one of the great things that you see in this community of people helping others. So I'm happy to know about that, and I'll definitely be throwing some support your way. Thanks, Kate. All right, with that, I'm going to stop streaming. So everyone who's been, holding in all your swear words, you're just about done. And then we can have a social hour. So I just want to thank everyone for joining us for the formal part of the meeting. I hope you all have all the vaccinations you want, and all of the love and